Hello there everybody, it is me Alexa, and today we're going to be talking about See You Soon. So this is of course a Malayalam film that just came out earlier this week on September 1st, exclusively on Amazon Prime. And it is directed by Mahesh Narayanan and stars Roshan, Matthew, Darshana, Rajendran, and Fahad Fasil. So whenever I first saw the trailer, I definitely was intrigued in this movie because they are, of course, utilizing different film techniques that we haven't seen a lot of. There have been a couple other movies that utilize it. There's the Unfriended, Dark Web, and Searching, but there haven't been a lot. So there's definitely still a lot more that we can do with this style of cinematography. Overall, I do think this movie is worth a watch. It's a really intense thriller that has great pacing throughout it, and they utilize their technology extremely well. Because whenever you hear that it's all shot through like computer screens and iPhones and stuff, you're a little possibly taken aback by that, but I think that they did a really great job editing it and switching between like texting as well as videos, and just using all the different like screens that we have with the technology to create a very engaging film that never felt boring. Whenever it first opened, there was a lot of swiping and texting, and I was a little and like that was all the noise, was music and then like phone noises, and I got a little like, okay, is this gonna be like the majority of the movie? But they did do a really great job of going between video and that use of text, so it worked well to keep you engaged the entire time. The only thing that was a little difficult with the film was it was a bit hard to keep up with the subtitles. There's just a lot of fast talking that was sometimes hard to catch. I felt like I couldn't look away from the screen for even a second or else I'd miss something, which is both a good and bad thing, but it definitely helped also keep me engaged the entire time because I had to stay focused or else I might miss an important detail. The story was crafted very well. The way that they delivered information had a very nice pace to it. There's a few moments where they have these really great builds where you're like slowly learning information. Literally, it's as they're like typing and searching it, you're learning it. It feels like alongside these characters, and I think that those were the best moments of the film. Whenever we were doing that, we were just learning with the characters. There were a few times though, they had a lot of time jumps in it. Obviously, it's only an hour and 40-minute movie, which I also was a big fan that they kept it shorter because I think that is better for this medium right now. But the time jumps were a little unclear, especially at the beginning whenever, Roshan's character Jimmy and Darshana's character Anu are like first meeting each other. They have like their little introductory, and then they like were trying to meet maybe in person, you know, and it feels like, I mean, it's only a few minutes of the film, and they don't like clarify exactly how long it's actually been time-wise until a bit later on. So that was a little bit confusing, so I was like, wait, how long have they been talking? I think that could have been fixed with maybe showing the dates a few times, like, because, you know, we can see our date on our like phone lock screen or in the bottom of our computer screen, so maybe showing that occasionally to help keep people just like, if they really want to pay attention to that, they can look and see, okay, it's been this amount of time because this is how many days have passed. You don't have to show it all the time, but just like every once in a while, just show a glimpse of it. It's not something they had to do, because I still was able to figure it all out, and I was never like confused while watching it for more than a few moments. I just had a few times during the film where I was like, wait, how much time has passed? Like how many days has it been? And so that could have been an easy way to help fix that for the viewer. One thing I said whenever I watched the trailer was that the editing of this was going to be what made or broke it, and I think that was definitely true. The editing of this was extremely well done. They had a lot of movement still, despite it being a stationary screen. There were a few times that did create a bit of an awkward crop, because like you'd have like zoomed in on a computer, and then there'd be like half a face of one person as you're focusing on the other one. But it all still felt very real and natural, so I wasn't too upset about it. One thing that they did, and this could, I feel, either be a pro or a con, is that they were able to make you feel like you were always watching it on a computer screen or a phone screen. It never really felt like you were fully immersed with them. It felt like maybe you were on the call with them or talking with them. But there was a few times where I felt they could have allowed like the shot to fill the screen more, but they kept on like a frame or like a little chunk of what was going on beside it. And those are the things, I wasn't a huge fan of that. I don't really care for like awkward crops. You can see like an awkward portion of something personally. But I understand why they did it, because they did want it to still feel like you're watching on a computer screen. They didn't want it to see like you're watching like an actual video. Like they wanted it to seem like you were watching someone's screen. And so I get why they did it like that, but there's a couple that I found just a little bit irksome. So they're like a little awkward. Like remember there one recall, where there's like the girl's face in the corner and then Sheila's sitting on a couch and they do a zoom, then you can just see like their legs awkwardly in the top like corner. And it just like looked a little weird. That's fully just a personal preference though. Any shot that I had a slight issue with the framing of, just personal preference wise, I understood their reasoning behind it. So therefore I'm not mad at it. I just personally would have done it a different way, which is not a bad thing at all. We all make different films, as I've said many times before. It's one of the beautiful things about movies. Everyone has different preferences, and that's why we get such beautiful, unique films coming out. So alongside that, editing was some really great like zoom-ins on characters as they were talking, and I have to say that the acting in this movie was phenomenal. Every single one of them did a spectacular job. Almost all of them had like a big emotional scene at one point during the film, and they absolutely nailed it. I mean, it was just so well put together, and the pacing of it mixed with their wonderful delivery of the lines. There's a lot of like typing as well, and so you know, you think that wouldn't be very engaging, but it was. Like there was a few moments where you'd literally just be sitting there watching, like there'd be Fahad or Roshan or just sitting there like typing, and then the text would be on the other side of the screen, and you wouldn't think that would be engaging, but how they did it was. I mean, they just really did a great job of handling it with the pacing wise, that it was as you were done reading it, the next thing happened. It was really, really well done. Also, it is only an hour 38 minutes, so it's not a super long movie, even if you end up not liking it, which furthers the point that I think that it is worth at least one watch by you. I don't know if it's the kind of movie I'm gonna rewatch sometime, but I am. So this is, at the end of the movie, they had a little text that showed up on the screen that said, "What you have witnessed so far is the virtual life of characters in this film." And they had little "See you soon" in the text bubble, you know, the title, in theaters with their real lives. So this makes me think that they are going to be kind of recreating this movie, but through the more traditional filming format, like, you know, with just cameras and people like talking with each other instead of through the screen. What I'm hoping for from that, and that's kind of why I wanted to go into this, talk about what I'm hoping for with that, is that they utilize maybe this story for like the first half of the movie, or maybe like, you know, edit it down a bit because we don't need to see everything that was in this, you know, and then they continue on past it maybe with another half of it, so that there's still new story being built onto it and we get to learn a lot more. I do like the ending of this movie though, so I don't know if I necessarily want them to go past it, but if they're going to do a like real life version of it that's not through the lens of technology, I think that they should definitely add more to the afterwards. I think would probably be the best way to make it so people still want to go watch it. It's not just the exact same story shown in a different way, which I would still watch. It'd be pretty engaging. But you get my point with that, I think, where they definitely have to add something to make it people want to go, because if they feel like they've already seen the whole movie and they know what's going to happen, that's going to, you know, negate a lot of people from wanting to spend money to go to a theater to watch it. I'm definitely interested to see more about that. I couldn't find any information about it yet. Feel free to let me know if anyone knows more. I feel like they probably don't know more about it yet because of coronavirus. But yeah, I'm definitely interested. I'm going to have to keep my eyes open for that because I would like to watch it whenever it does come out. But also the title should be "See You Soon," but written out normally, like SEEYOU soon. Don't do that. But also, I kind of wanted to do that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The story was really well done. It had a bunch of twists, turns in it that kept you guessing the whole time, you know, not exactly knowing what's gonna come next. You can make guesses, and I'm sure some people guessed correctly. But overall, there's at least one thing I think that will surprise anyone while they're watching it. And so now we are on to the shark rating. So I had a bit of a debate for this one, because I was initially wanting to put it possibly in hammerhead shark, because it is extremely well made, but it's also a little bit generic whenever you just look at it story-wise. If you ignore all the limitations that they had and just look at it as a film, it wasn't anything too spectacular and stand out. But whenever you look at the fact that they're utilizing this newer form of creating film, and they did it extremely well, that allowed it for me to have a bit of a positive boost to put it up into that next category. And because of that, it will indeed be in tiger shark. So that is my official rating. Which category would you guys put it in? Let me know. There's a link in the description that explains my whole shark meter if you aren't sure about what that means. But yeah, I really did enjoy this movie, and I was extremely impressed with how they were able to utilize this new technique for creating film, and I'm excited to see what other things come from this. Maybe a few more quarantine movies utilizing laptops and phones more. And yeah, I did really enjoy it. Alright, so that's all I have to say about the See You Soon film. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave all of your thoughts on the movie down below in the comments. And if you enjoyed this review, feel free to hit that like button and maybe hit the subscribe. Up to you. And even you could check out our Patreon, link in the description below. Alright, thank you guys again so much for watching, and I hope y'all are staying safe out there and have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!